Alright, people. So, before I get into the review of this chapter, I just want to let everyone know, I'm not going to be reviewing this weekly. I got a bit too much on my plate and a lot of things to do. So, what I am going to do in Nanatsu no Taizai for the time being right now, I will review the chapters that I really want to talk about, like this one. That twist. Nobody seen that twist coming. I don't think anybody. If somebody said they absolutely saw it from a mile away, they're lying to themselves. Armando turning out to be Gowther. What the fuck? Last chapter, I was like, oh man, well, it's cool we got some sort of death, even though it's just of some random dude or whatever. Then this chapter, we get the fucking twist that he plotted this all out because apparently, I'm guessing maybe he has some sort of control of the armor or there's some sort of link to him with the armor, so he did that himself. He planned it all out to have himself smashed into the ground by the armor and then just stand right there or lay right there and wait for them to attack. So already it's basically saying that Gowther is a fucking genius because he just got smashed into the ground and stood there waiting for everything to commence. Now, he says something about the seal being released, like, oh yeah, there's enough for the seal, you're gonna pay for the seal being released. So I'm guessing that that armor holds his true power possibly, and whenever the armor gets cracked, that's when he gets his true power to be able to fight or whatever. That's gonna be fucking epic as hell. A lot of greatness with this Gowther character, because at first I was just like, okay, so Gowther is just some nut job in a big armor suit that doesn't care. He's hurting anybody that gets next to him. And then we find out this plot twist. Like, the writing in this shit is fucking awesome. I'm loving the twist. Now, there's something I noticed ever since, because I haven't talked about Taizai since I was halfway into the series. Now that I caught up, I noticed that, like, the Meliodas and Ban and all of them, they're not, like, really strong when they go up against a lot of these holy knights. If you notice, like, in this chapter as another prime example, they go up against them, and they get, like, fucked up. Like, Meliodas is like, I'm here, you're not gonna do nothing, bang! And it's like, for anybody that wants them to just come in and beast everybody and save the day or whatever, you're not getting that with this one. It's not, like, I like that the threat is really serious. All these holy knights, it's not just like the pinnacle ones that might have a chance. Even some of the low tier holy knights, some of the just average ones, they can go up against them. And that's definitely because, of course, they don't have their treasures or their tools or whatever. Meliodas and Ban. I believe King still has this. And even King had a bit of trouble here. They wrapped up King. They caught him by surprise. So it's like, they are a true threat. The Holy Knights as a whole is not only just one or two of them, they as a whole are a true threat. And I like the way the mangaka is balancing out as far as like their strength-wise and whatnot. He's doing a great job with that. Because even when we've seen Meliodas go into that form where it seems as though like his demon side or whatever was taken over, because at this point I'm assuming that yes, he is half human, half demon. It was kind of like, already hinted very heavily and said. Then I'm guessing that he, with his treasure, he would just be unstoppable because he was already going head to head with one of the head guys there from the Holy Knights. And I was a little bit disappointed, I ain't gonna lie, because like, even with all that strength and everything, Meliodas still couldn't take him out. The dude, even though the dude did have help and he had to get powered up or whatever. But it's like, it's just showing an example of just what the Holy Knights truly are. They're not something that is going to be easily dealt with. They are the true threat of the entire series. I don't know if the manga will one-up it and then have some extra knights that, guard the realm or some crazy shit, but it's just like a prime example of these characters, even when they go crazy, even when they give you that type of, shonen transformation of like Uzaru form or Foretell's, crazy psychotic form, they still have some sort of balance there where it's not completely they come and dominate their opponent, so okay, they just need to go into that form in order to win, and I like that stuff. But nonetheless, this chapter, just that twist right there, Gowther, and the title of the next chapter is Emotionless Man. Does the guy Armando, well, really Gowther, does he have some sort of like no emotions and he's just like blank and he's kind of like maybe a sigh or some shit like that? I'm curious as to like what we're gonna get out of Gowther, and yeah, I'm just glad that it went this way because for the past few chapters I was kind of like, oh, it's like these kids. I wasn't too fond of it with all the kids being around there. I never really like when you add random kids into the story because it just feels like, hey, read along or some shit like that. But now it's all making sense the way he was doing it. It was like basically he was disguising himself within the kids. It makes you wonder, why was he doing this, and also how much of a link does he have to this armor? Is there actually somebody in the armor? I don't think there's anybody in the armor. I think that is just a suit of armor with possibly his power in there, and whenever the armor gets cracked, he gets it back, and he's like, this is a heavy price to pay. So it's gonna be fucking epic right now. I can't wait to see Gallagher's true strength, because this motherfucker, he's not only a smart guy, but I think he's a strong guy, but he might have some emotional issues that we might have to deal with, and it's going to be interesting if he does become full-time part of the crew, because he's definitely, from what it seems to be, he's going to be a radical departure from a lot of the other people where everybody's chill. He looks like he might not have any emotions at all, so that's going to be an interesting one. Overall chapter, this was a great one. Twist nobody saw coming. I'm going to give this one 9 out of 10. It was a great chapter, a lot of advancement, and it just showed, really, that the crew, even with one of them having their power, you know, one of them having their treasure, they still have a threat in their hands, and that is the Holy Knights, and they're not going to fucking lay down. They're not going to fall down easily. They have one hell of a struggle. Yeah, the great chapter. I can't fucking believe that twist. Let me know what you guys think. What did you think of the chapter? If you read it, the surprise, were you fucking just like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming? And just your overall thoughts. Again, I'm not going to be reviewing this every week, but I will review the chapters that I really feel like are impactful. I just really want to talk about it one way or another. So yeah, I'm Finette World, and as always, people, have an awesome day, and thumbs up for Taizai, because this shit is the shit right now.